Hello and welcome to another demo sound tutorial. This is part 2 of Oriental Express, the final part before the release of the track. We're going to cover just quickly what I've added in, what I've done to change things, and we're going to leave it at that because I've got other videos coming up, such as my mode video, which will be coming up in a couple of days' time, focusing on modes that sound the best with trance, obviously within my opinion. So looking at like the Phrygian mode, the Aeolian modes, and just explaining and showing what those modes are and how they sound. Okay, so looking at this video, as you can hear, we have all different things going on. You can hear 2 different kicks for a start. We have this one. And we have this one. Now, I personally think this one's going to be better. The first one sounds really nice, but it doesn't have that punch that the second one has. And I'll quickly show you in battery what my issue was with the kick drum. So this is the original kick drum here, Trance 25 from VEC 3. Now, as you can see, the kicks have a nice solid attack, but this section here, it goes from quiet to loud and back, so it's oval shaped. So you kind of get this boom, whoom out of the kick drum, whereas here, you've kind of got a steady boom across. So then when you start applying the envelope to it, because Battery 4's envelope is a little bit iffy, if I wanted to put it my own way. It only shortens down this section, whereas these ones, when you applied it on, it was only doing that. The sustain and the decay wasn't really affecting this kind of bit that was over-enhancing and getting loud and quiet again. So I've ditched that kick for now. I've kept it as reference. I'm just testing these out, and then I'm going to obviously put this one over here for the kick rolls later on in the track. But it does have more punch. I still have that for the click, independently balanced on the mixer. The bass has been grouped now, so if we listen to this grouping here and go into the mixer, if it would kindly load for me, I've grouped the basses together. So before, this is what we had. So there's a lot going on there, it sounds really full. But then I've added OTT on, and if I just quickly show you, tweaked, as you can see up here, including the output gain. And then I've just balanced out how I wanted it to sound, so I added a bit more mid-range. There's a little bit of a high boost, and then downwards compression has been reduced, and upwards has been increased to bring all those lower sounds out, so you get more of the delay coming out in the acid sound. Very nice. Let's just turn that off for now. So that's been added on, and then I've added, if this will load, I've just added a roll off at the end and a cut here for where the kick drum's hitting. So let's just have a listen to what it sounds like before and after. So before, and then with these new presets on. So it sounds a little bit tinny at first, but it does bring everything together. You can hear the delay and the tightness of the bass on the lower end near the subs. So once you add, let's just bypass it here. Let's just circulate this kick here. So it's more stabby, whereas this is more energetic, is the word I'm looking for. It's got more energy than without. So I've grouped them together, and then obviously I can control the output all together without going through and editing them. I still haven't finished naming everything here, as you can see. Real big problem, and I've color coordinated here, but not it's not gone through to the mixer because this is the old way Cubase worked, where it added these. So I've got to rename these and add colors to these, make it appear in the mixer. So I've grouped the basses together so it sounds a lot nicer. The problem I had when I tested them on the speakers in the car, in my headphones, on my mobile, the acid sound, this one, wasn't cutting through whatsoever just didn't happen. You couldn't hear it, and it was like the signature part of the bass. The rest of it was just the support layers to give it warmth and depth. So I had to redo a little bit of that by grouping them together and adding that OTT compressor. Also, the synths have had a little bit of an overhaul. I've turned the volume down on this one. So I've just tamed it down just a little bit. For this section here, it got boring just playing over and over, so I must have had something in there. So I've added this in. And it fades in. So I could technically add it into here as well, but I've got to rebalance it. In fact, we'll leave that there. And it's already fading down, that's good. Right, we'll leave that there, so I've just added that in. I'll make sure it's nicely balanced. We've added some synths. We've added some pads in here. Just following the same as the melody, but in sustained notes. So only for that section, I've put them here. It didn't sound great. I liked how raw it was just by being on its own. Let's just increase the volume on the acid lead again. Piano sits nicely. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video, the piano was like it was literally the Achilles heel of the track. It really, really, really annoyed how I couldn't get it balanced so it didn't sound like it was overcompressed. The whole track was just squashing it down constantly because my knowledge was limited. Obviously back in 2013, I know a lot more now to make it work properly. One of them being making sure the bass is nice and tidy and only the bass is doing the bass's job and no synths are doing the bass's job and all that other stuff. And it's worked really well. So that's all nicely balanced. The kick drum, I'm going to review it like I said. I've added the train horn. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. The signature train horn at this section. And that's where it kind of signifies the track is starting to begin. And obviously it's called Oriental Express. Then moving along to the hat samples. Now I had a hat sample and I think I mentioned that the hats seemed to be tripping up a little bit, like I'd retimed them and just done a really bad job of it somehow. So I've just re-imported that loop, so now it's nice and straight. And that's already been there. What else did I do? I added a bit of stereo width to the 3-octave ARP. So it just sounds a little bit wider in the stereo field and it has a little bit of presence whilst it's playing. It's also duplicated over here now, just to add a little bit of extra like texture to the sonic of the track. And I think that's about it. I've added these pads in. I've not really done any processing on them, I don't think. This was at like 1 in the morning yesterday. Let's just have a look at the mixer. Oh, I did. So, yeah, I've just rolled off and just cut this section out so the leads can kind of dominate this area more than that. That's it. Yes, so the track is taking shape finally. This is the last video you'll see of this track. The next one that you'll see is my modes video. and then you will see the video announcing the release of this. I will post the video quickly on here, and then I'll post a little bit more in-depth one on Facebook, because I don't want it to be one of the main videos that people look at and see as an upload. And then we've got a couple more coming up before the new year, so I'm trying to get them recorded for you, and then I'm just editing them throughout the Christmas break. And luckily I have the Christmas break off, so the videos will be there. All right, so if you like this track, let me know in the comments if you are going to stream it yourself. Are you going to buy it? It's going to be on all available platforms. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up, and obviously if it's something you don't agree with, hit the thumbs down. I need to know these things, guys, and then I can obviously tailor these videos a lot better for you. But overall, people are loving the videos, so thank you very much for all the support in 2018. A few more videos to come yet, but I'd just like to say thank you here to all the old and new subscribers that have come this year. The channel is growing organically, so I'm not actually putting any money into putting adverts and stuff out there for this. I'm just literally letting people discover me through recommendations, and just keeping the content tight. It's got a little bit flappy during October, November because of certain aspects of losing my job, etc., etc. So the focus became on making sure that I had money to keep doing this for you guys. So yeah, we're nearly hitting 3,000 subs, and I still can't believe that there's 3,000 people that are actually actively watching the channel, which is just outstanding, really. But yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.